yours truly, Jedi Master Brevin Thompson, here to talk about Friday the 13th, Part 5 A New Beginning. And this, I watched it halfway through, and right when I got around to the halfway point, I could not stand watching this movie anymore. and at first, I will admit, as a kid, I thought it was a decent movie, but as I got older, I hate this movie. I hate Friday the 13th Part 5. Well, last year I reviewed Part 6, which is my favorite movie of the franchise. This is one of the few right here that I absolutely fucking hate. And I hate it with my guts. Because Danny Steinman, who directed the film, mostly started out as a pornographic director. And I'm like, God, why him of all people? Why would they pick him out of all people to direct a Friday the 13th film? While the last one, Part 4, which was titled The Final Chapter, this was clearly just a quick cash grab because that's what most of the sequels are. While the first one, I do have a soft spot for it. Not a lot of critics at the time did. Part 2 had its moments, but it was the first movie to have Jason as the killer, and while the first one had his mother, Pamela Voorhees, as the killer. Anybody who's a horror fan should know that. Part 3, I liked it because it was the first movie to show Jason wearing the hockey mask. And the final chapter is definitely one of my few favorites in the franchise. I don't love it, but I like it. It's okay. Part 5, if I had time and a sledgehammer, I would take every single copy of this movie and just smash them to pieces because that's how much I hate this goddamn movie. I cannot stand it because, it's basically the killer, who is not Jason, he's a copycat in case nobody has watched the movie. He's on a quest for revenge because something happens. Well, I'm just gonna spoil the movie because nobody should ever watch this because it's shit. It's fucking shit. It's basically the killer is a paramedic, Roy Burns, who he finds out that his son, this comes out of nowhere at the end. They just find out after Roy is killed that that his son, who gets killed earlier in the film, this somehow causes him to go on a killing spree. Sure, that's an understandable motivation. Like most killers, they in movies they go on a killing spree out of revenge, which is technically a thing for the Friday the 13th franchise. But I know a lot of fans were pissed that the killer was not Jason. The hockey mask, I do not like it because, with the blues on the side of the mask, I'm more of a fan for the red. I love the original mask. It's just everything about this movie. There is only one decent performance I can possibly think of for this movie. John Shepherd, who plays Tommy Jarvis, who is the one who killed Jason in the final chapter. While in the final chapter he was played by Corey Feldman, I loved his performance in that movie, and of course I love him in The Goonies. John Shepherd, however, while he at least sometimes gives something of a good performance, I wouldn't say it's perfect because he barely has any dialogue at all. only has like 20 lines in the movie, and that's pretty much it. I don't really know. I mean, well, I don't really know. I mean, most of it. I mean, most of his story arc in the movie is almost entirely pointless. They, I mean, well, even in the ending, they were one to possibly set him up to be the new killer, but of course, a lot of fans back in the day were pissed off about this movie, so they decided to bring Jason back in part six, which is probably the best choice they can come up with, and have Jason be an unstoppable zombie. Uh, so don't watch this at all. I mean, it's just people getting killed, people have sex, people get killed, people have sex, rinse, repeats, over and fucking over. And I mean, there is a lot of nudity in this movie. Like I said, the director used to direct pornographic films, and I'm like, this is basically, I mean, not only are you making a slasher, you're basically making a slasher that is basically a softcore porno. So yeah, don't watch this movie. I have Friday the 13th, part 5, A New Beginning, and F. I'm glad that I got that off my chest because I fucking hate this movie, and it's definitely one of my least favorite in the franchise. The other few I can think of that I really don't like, I hate Jason X. I hate the reboots. I'll probably talk about those the next time there's a Friday the 13th. So yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the Friday the 13th movies? And let me know in the comment section below. And thank you so much, as always, for watching and supporting my channel. I'll be doing more reviews very soon. And if you want news on the latest new or old movies, you know where to find me.